Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel The Coin Spot, your ultimate destination for rare, valuable, and collectible coins from the USA and around the world. If you're a coin enthusiast or just getting started in coin collecting, you're in the right place. On this channel, we explore the most interesting rare and valuable coins from pennies to dimes and beyond. Today we've got something special for you, a countdown of the top 10 USA 1-dime coins in extra fine condition. We'll take a close look at their history, mint marks and special features, what makes them rare and collectible, and of course, their current market value whether you're a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist. This video will help you spot coins that are truly valuable and worth adding to your collection, so grab your magnifying glass, and let's dive into the fascinating world of US dimes. If you want, I can also create a full top 10 countdown script with each coin's details, history, and market value. Top 1. The USA 2023 1-dime coin with the P mint mark. Especially in extra fine condition, is it rare? Does it hold value? Should you save it? And what makes it special? Let's find out in today's detailed breakdown about the 2023 dime. The 2023 US dime continues the long tradition of the Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946. This coin features President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse composition. 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel weight, 2.268 grams diameter, 17.9 millimeters. The 2023 dime with the P mint mark was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the largest coin-producing facilities in the world. The history behind the Roosevelt dime. To understand the 2023 dime, we need to go back to 1946, the year the Roosevelt dime was introduced. This coin honors Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd U.S. president, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The torch on the reverse symbolizes freedom, while the branches represent peace and strength. Even though the design has stayed the same for decades, collectors still watch for quality, mint errors, and special conditions, especially in modern releases like 2023. Is the 2023 P dime rare? Is the 2023 P dime rare? In general, modern dimes are produced in huge numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of 2023 dimes, so normally, it's not rare. But here's where collectors become interested: why extra fine condition makes a difference. Most dimes go straight into circulation and get scratched, damaged, or worn out. Finding a sharp, clean, extra fine 2023 dime is less common because people don't normally save new dimes. Possible valuable features: collectors look for full bands on the torch, sharp edges, crisp details, no discoloration, mint errors like double die, misstrike, die cracks, off-center strikes, etc. A 2023 dime with an error can jump from cents to tens or even hundreds of dollars. Market value today. Let's talk about money. The 2023 P dime market value today in extra fine condition. Extra fine condition value: regular circulation piece, still worth 10 cents. Collector grade XF example, 25 cents to $1. Uncirculated, BU $1 to $3. High grade certified, MS 67, MS 68, MS 67, $20 to $40. MS 68, $60 to $120 or more. Rare error varieties depending on the error, values can range: minor die cracks, $5 to $20. Off-center strike, $20 to $150. Double die, $50 to $250. Major mint error, $300 plus. So the real value depends heavily on quality and errors. If you find a 2023 P dime in extra fine or almost uncirculated condition, it's definitely worth saving. Newer coins can gain value over decades. Error varieties may still be discovered. High-grade examples are harder to find in circulation. Many collectors build full Roosevelt dime date sets, so yes, it's a good modern coin to keep in your collection. That's all for today's deep dive into the USA 2023 1-dime with P mint mark in extra fine condition. It may not be extremely rare yet, but with high grades or mint errors, it can turn into a surprisingly valuable collectible. Top 2. The USA 2022 1-dime coin with the D mint mark. Especially in extra fine condition, is it rare? What makes it special? And how much is it worth in today's market? Stay with me as we explore the history, rarity, and true value of this modern Roosevelt dime. The 2022 US dime continues the long-running Roosevelt dime series, a coin design that has been in circulation for more than 75 years. Key details of the 2022 dime include obverse, portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt; reverse, torch of liberty, olive branch and oak branch; metal composition, 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel weight, 2.268 grams diameter, 17.9 millimeters. The D mint mark represents the Denver Mint, one of the main coin production facilities in the United States. The Roosevelt dime was first released in 1946, the year following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Why Roosevelt? Because he played a major role in creating the March of Dimes, A charity dedicated to fighting polio, a disease Roosevelt himself battled. The design remains unchanged since 1946, symbolizing liberty, torch, peace, olive branch, strength and independence, oak branch. Although millions of Roosevelt dimes are minted every year, certain years, conditions, and mint errors increase value, especially for collectors. Is the 2022 D mint mark dime rare? Now let's talk about rarity. The 2022 D dime is not rare in general, because the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, but here's what does make certain 2022 D dimes collectible: extra fine condition. Most coins get scratched or worn quickly. Finding a 2022 D dime in extra fine condition with sharp details, clean surfaces, and minimal circulation, whereas less common high-grade uncirculated examples, coins graded MS67, MS68, or MS69, become far more valuable. Mint errors. Unique mint errors can increase value dramatically. Collectors search for off-center strikes, double die errors, die cracks, missing elements, misaligned dies, clipped planchets. These are the coins that can bring serious value in today's market. Today's market value. Let's break down the actual market value of the 2022 D dime in various conditions. Value in extra fine condition: regular circulation value, 10 cents. XF collectible condition, 20 cents to $1. This value is low today, but collectors still save high-grade examples for future appreciation. Uncirculated value: BU example, uncirculated but not graded, $1 to $3. Certified high grades, MS67, MS68, MS67, $20 to $40. MS68, $60 to $120 plus. MS69, rare, $150 to $250 plus. High-grade coins are the most valuable because few survive with perfect surfaces. Rare mint error prices. Mint error values can vary widely. Error type: approximate value, minor die cracks, $5, $20 off-center, 5% to 15%, $25 to $60 off-center, major 30% plus, $70, $150. Double die, $40 to $200, clipped planchet, $30 to $90, major mint strike error, $200 plus. Some rare error varieties are still being discovered for the 2022 D dime. So, is the 2022 D dime worth saving? Absolutely, and here's why. Modern coins often gain value over decades. Many coins worth hundreds today were once seen as worthless when they first came out. High-grade examples become rare. Circulation quickly damages new coins. Errors are still being discovered. New error finds can make a coin suddenly valuable. Completing Roosevelt dime collections. Many collectors build full, date and mint mark sets, making every year important. And that brings us to the end of today's deep dive into the U.S.A. 2022 1 dime with D mint mark in extra fine condition. While it's not extremely rare right now, high-grade pieces and error varieties can be surprisingly valuable. Collectors should definitely keep an eye out for clean examples and unusual mint errors. Top 3. The U.S.A. 2011 1 dime coin with the P mint mark, especially in extra fine condition. Is it rare? How much is it worth today? And does it have any interesting history behind it? Let's explore everything you need to know about the 2011 Roosevelt dime. The 2011 Roosevelt dime is part of the long-standing dime series that began in 1946. Here are the basic details of the coin. Obverse: portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Reverse: torch of liberty, olive branch and oak branch. Mint mark P4. Philadelphia mint. Weight: 2.268 grams. Metal: copper, nickel-clad. Diameter: 17.9 millimeters. The 2011 P dime was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which usually mints the highest number of dimes every year. Historical background: the Roosevelt dime has a meaningful history tied to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt helped create the famous March of Dimes charity foundation, which played a major role in fighting polio. To honor his legacy, the U.S. Mint placed his portrait on the dime in 1946. The reverse design features a torch representing liberty, an olive branch symbolizing peace, and oak branch for strength and independence. Even though the design has remained the same for decades, collectors still search for each year's coins in high quality, especially with potential mint errors. Is the 2011 P dime rare? In general, no. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of 2011 P dimes, making them common in circulation. However, certain factors can make this coin more collectible. Extra fine condition: finding a 2011 dime in extra fine condition is not very common because most coins from this year are already heavily circulated. XF coins have sharp details, clear lettering, light where only bright surfaces. These are the pieces collectors save. High-grade uncirculated coins: coins graded MS66, MS67, or MS68 become highly valuable because they are difficult to find without scratches. Mint errors: this is where the value can jump quickly. Collectors look for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double die, obverse or reverse die cracks, missing mint mark, rare misstrike, broad struck dimes. A normal 2011 dime may be common, but an Error dime can be very valuable market value today. Now let's talk about the real world. How much is the 2011 P dime worth today? Extra fine condition value, regular circulation worth 10 cents. XF collectible condition 20 cents to $1. Collectors keep XF coins for sets, not for high profit. Uncirculated value, bright uncirculated. Example, $1 to $3. Certified high grades. The real value appears in graded coins. MS66, $10 to $20. MS67, $30 to $50. MS68, very rare. $120 to $250 plus. High-grade modern dimes are surprisingly difficult to find. Mint error values. Error coins are the most profitable error type. Market values, small die crack $5 to $15 off center. Strike minor $20 to $60 off center, major 30 to 50%. $100 to $200. Double die $40 to $120. Clipped planchet $30 to $80. Broad strike $40 to $100. Dramatic mint errors $200 plus. So yes, certain 2011 P dimes can be worth real money. So is it worth saving? The answer is yes, especially if it is extra fine, uncirculated, or has a mint error. Here's why. Older modern dimes are getting harder to find in high grade. The coin is now over 13 years old, so clean examples are less common. Future collectors will look for complete date sets every year, and mint mark matters. Error finds are still possible. Many error varieties are still being discovered from this year. High-grade pieces grow in value over time. Modern coins often increase in value after 15 to 20 years. That wraps up our detailed look at the U.S.A. 2011 1 dime coin with P mint mark in extra fine condition. While the coin is common in circulation, special conditions like XF grade, uncirculated quality, or unique mint errors can make it valuable and collectible. Top for the U.S.A. 2002 1 dime coin with the D mint mark, especially in extra fine condition, is the 2002 D dime. Rare. Does it have real value today? What's the history behind this coin? Stay with me as we explore everything you need to know. The U.S. 2002 Roosevelt dime is part of the modern dime series that has been in circulation since 1946. Here are the key details for the 2002 D dime. Obverse portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Reverse torch of liberty, olive branch, oak branch. Mint mark D4. Denver mint weight 2.268 grams. Composition copper, nickel clad. Diameter 17.9 millimeters. The Denver mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins in 2002, but condition and errors make certain pieces collectible. Historical background. To understand the importance of the 2002 dime, we must revisit the history of the Roosevelt dime design. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, 1 year after President Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away. Roosevelt is honored on the dime for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and for his role in establishing the March of Dimes, a movement to fight polio. The coin's reverse design symbols include torch, liberty, olive branch, peace, oak branch, strength. Although the design has remained the same for decades, collectors still study each year of production for high-quality examples and mint errors. Is the 2002 D dime rare? Is the 2002 D dime rare in typical circulation? No. Millions of 2002 D dimes were made, so most of them have little or no collector value, but certain factors make this coin interesting for collectors. Extra fine condition. Finding a 2002 D dime in extra fine condition is becoming harder because the coin is now more than 20 years old. XF coins have sharp details on Roosevelt's hair, clean lettering, light but visible where high eye appeal. These types of coins are collectible. High-grade uncirculated coins. Uncirculated 2002 D dimes with perfect surfaces are difficult to find. Coins graded MS66, MS67, or MS68 can be valuable due to their pristine quality. Error coins are where the real value comes in. Collectors look for errors such as double die obverse or reverse off-center strikes, broad-struck coins, die cracks, clipped planchets, missing elements. Even small errors can increase the coin's value significantly. Market value today. Now let's get into the part everyone is excited about, the market value in today's coin world. Value in extra fine condition. Regular circulation value 10 cents. XF collectible condition 20 cents to $1. Not rare, but worth saving for collections. Uncirculated value. BU example, clean and shiny, $1 to $3. Certified high grades, MS66, MS68. These high grades bring real value. MS66, $10 to $20. MS67, $30 to $60. MS68, $100 to $200 plus. MS68 is rare. For the 2002 D dime. Mint error values. Error type estimated market value minor die crack $5 to $15. Clipped planchet $20 to $60. Off center strike 10% to 20%, $40 to $120. Dramatic off center 30% plus, $150 to $300. Double die $40 to $150. Broad strike $30 to $100. Major mint error $200 plus. Error dimes are always in demand because each one is unique, so Should you keep a 2002D dime? Absolutely, especially if it's in extra fine or uncirculated condition. Here's why: the coin is over 20 years old. Finding clean examples in circulation is becoming uncommon. Modern errors from the early 2000s are collectible. They increase in value over time. High-grade pieces grow in value. Many collectors build complete Roosevelt dime sets. Future market potential. The value of modern U.S. coins often increases after a few decades, and that brings us to the end of today's deep dive into the U.S.A. 2002 1 dime coin with D mint mark in extra fine condition. While it's not a rare coin by itself, high grades and mint errors can make it valuable in today's market, sometimes even bringing in impressive prices. Top 5: the U.S.A. 1995 1 dime coin with the P mint mark, but specifically in bad or heavily circulated condition, is a worn-out 1995 P dime. Rare, can it still be valuable, and what does its history tell us? Let's dive into the full details of this interesting modern dime. Like all Roosevelt dimes, the 1995 version follows the classic design introduced in 1946. Key features include obverse portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, reverse torch of liberty, olive branch, oak branch, mint mark P4, Philadelphia mint metal composition, copper, nickel-clad, weight 2.268 grams, diameter 17.9 millimeters. Millions of these dimes were minted in 1995, and most entered circulation for everyday transactions. Historical background: to understand the 1995 dime, let's step back into the history of the Roosevelt dime. The design was created to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who served during the darkest days of the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt also led the fight against polio, inspiring the charity known as the March of Dimes. Because of that connection, he was chosen to appear on the dime shortly after his death in 1945. The reverse design symbolizes liberty, the torch peace, the olive branch strength, the oak branch. Even decades after the introduction of the design, collectors still pay attention to details, minting quality, and era varieties. Is the 1995 P dime rare? This is the big question. Is the 1995 P dime rare in normal condition? The answer is no. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1 billion dimes in 1995. A huge number, but rarity in coins is not just about how many were made, it's about how many survive in collectible condition. Here's what matters: bad condition. Heavily circulated: a dime in bad condition shows heavy scratches where on Roosevelt's hair, faded lettering, loss of detail on the torch and branches, possible discoloration. These pieces are not rare and usually carry no additional collector premium. High-grade coins are rare. MS-67 and MS-68 examples from 1995 P are very rare and valuable, but a coin in bad condition is the opposite. Common mint errors can still make it valuable even if a coin is worn out. An unusual mint error can make it worth money. Some collectors search for off-center strikes, double die errors, clipped planchets, broad strike die cracks, missing elements. If your 1995 P dime has a dramatic mint error, value can increase even in bad condition. Market value today. Now, let's talk money. What is the 1995 P dime worth today in bad condition? Here's the complete breakdown. Bad condition value: normal circulated value 10 cents, no premium for most worn coins in heavily circulated condition. Still worth face value only. This is because the coin is too common and too worn to attract collector interest. Uncirculated value, for comparison: brilliant uncirculated, $1 to $3. Certified high grades, rare grades. These are coins in perfect condition, not bad condition. MS-66, $15 to $30. MS-67, $70 to $150. MS-68, $200 to $400 plus. This shows how much condition matters. Mint error values, even in bad condition. Mint error type: value in bad condition, small die crack $3 to $10, double die $15 to $60, off center 10%, $20 to $50, off center 30% plus, $100 to $200, clipped planchet $20 to $60, major strike error $150 plus. Error coins are always in demand, even if worn. So, should you keep a 1995 P dime in rough condition? Here's the honest answer: save it only if it has a visible mint error. It's part of a complete date and mint mark collection. You want it for educational or historical purposes. Otherwise, it has no numismatic premium. Most worn 1995 P dimes are simply common circulation coins. However, high-grade or error examples from this year can be worth significant money, so always check carefully. And that wraps up our full guide to the U.S.A. 1995 1 dime coin with P mint mark in bad condition. While most worn 1995 P dimes have little collector value, rare error varieties or high-grade survivors from this year can still bring in impressive prices. Top 6: the U.S.A. 1987 Roosevelt 1 dime coin with the D mint mark. Especially in extra fine condition, you'll learn the history, the collectible background, what makes this coin interesting, and of course, today's market value in dollars. History of the 1987 Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. By 1987, the U.S. Mint had fully switched to modern clad coinage, meaning these dimes were made of outer layer, 75% copper, 25% nickel core, pure copper. The 1987 dime continued the classic design by obverse, portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, reverse, torch of liberty, olive branch of peace, oak branch of strength. What stands out is that the Denver Mint struck the 1987 D version, easily identified by the tiny D. Mint mark. Mintage and background. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1987 D dime had a total mintage of around 754 million coins. That means it is not rare by mintage. But rarity in coin collecting often comes from condition. I appeal, strike, quality, survival rate. Most 1987 dimes circulated heavily in everyday use, so finding one in extra fine, XF40, XF45 condition is much less common than people think. An extra fine condition coin has light wear, sharp detail, strong lettering, clean rims, only slight flattening on high points. Collectors love XF condition coins because they offer beauty without the high cost of mint state pieces. Why is the 1987 D dime special? While not extremely rare, it has several interesting factors. More than 35 years old, modern collectible coin, high-grade examples becoming harder to find. Popular among Roosevelt dime set collectors, many were damaged or worn out in circulation. For collectors building a full-date Roosevelt dime set, the 1987 D in extra fine condition is a nice upgrade. Market value today, extra fine condition. How much is this coin worth in today's market? Here are the current estimated values. Extra fine condition value, 15 cents to 35 cents, yes, slightly above face value. About uncirculated condition value, 40 cents to 75 cents. Mint state, MS60, MS65, value, $1 to $6. High grade, MS66 or MS67, rare, value, $35 to $250 plus, usually only from sealed mint sets or well-preserved collections. Error variety, certain rare errors can be worth dollar banknote, $50 to $300 plus depending on the type. Examples: off-center strike, missing clad layer, broad strike, double die. So your 1987 D dime in extra fine condition has modest value, but it's still a great collectible, especially for beginners or complete Roosevelt dime sets. Market demand today, Roosevelt dimes continue to grow in popularity as silver dimes become scarce. Collectors shift to modern U.S. coins. More people look for full-year sets. Even common date coins like the 1987 D become interesting when preserved well. The 1987 D Roosevelt dime might not be a high-value coin, but in extra fine condition, it's a beautiful, historic piece of American coinage. It's a perfect entry-level collectible, and high-grade or error examples can reach impressive values. Top 7. The U.S.A. 1985 Roosevelt 1 dime coin with the D mint mark, especially in extra fine condition. We'll explore its history, background, coin details, rarity, and today's market value in dollars. So let's dive right in. History of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. It was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a key figure during the Great Depression and World War II. By 1985, the U.S. Mint was producing its modern clad dimes made of copper and nickel, designed for durability and everyday use. Key design features include obverse, Roosevelt's portrait by John R. Cynic, reverse, torch representing liberty, olive branch for peace, and oak branch for strength. Even though millions of these coins were made, condition plays a major role in their collector value. Background and mintage of the 1985 D dime. The 1985 D Roosevelt dime was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located above the date. The mintage for the 1985 D dime was approximately 563 million coins, over 500 million pieces. So is it rare? Not by mintage, but rarity often comes from high-grade survival error varieties. Full details on lettering and torch. Good condition after 40 years. Most 1985 dimes circulated heavily, so finding one in extra fine condition is not impossible, but still harder than finding worn examples. Here's why collectors pay attention to the 1985 D dime. It's now nearly 40 years old. Most surviving coins are heavily worn. Extra fine examples show strong detail and sharp edges. Popular among Roosevelt dime collectors building full-year sets. Known for certain error varieties that can be valuable in extra fine condition. The coin still shows clear portrait details, sharp lettering, only light wear on Roosevelt's hair, cheek, and torch flames. Attractive eye appeal. This makes it a great collectible coin even without high rarity. Market value today, extra fine condition. Now let's get to the question everyone wants to know: how much is the 1985 D dime worth today? Here's a detailed breakdown. Extra fine, XF40, XF45. Condition value, 20 cents to 40 cents, yes, slightly above face value. Because XF condition keeps it attractive and collectible. About uncirculated, 50 to 58 Australian dollars, value, 50 cents to $1 mint state, MS60, MS65, value, $1.50. To $8 high-grade mint state, MS66, MS67 value, $25 to $150 plus high-grade coins are where the real value begins. Rare error variety. Some 1985 D errors can be worth $50 to $300 plus depending on rarity and condition. Examples include off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, missing clad layer errors, double die obverse or reverse. If your coin has an error, it can be worth much more. Market demand today. Even though the 1985 D dime is a common date, demand continues to grow because modern coin collecting is becoming more popular. High-grade Roosevelt dimes are getting harder to find. People are completing date and mint mark sets. Error. Collectors love the 1980 series. Collectors look especially for XF, AU, and MS examples that stand out from average worn coins. The 1985 D Roosevelt dime may not be extremely rare, but in extra fine condition it becomes a beautiful collectible piece of American history. It's affordable, interesting, and almost 40 years old, making it a fantastic addition to any modern U.S. coin collection. And remember, high-grade and error examples can bring surprisingly high prices. Top 8. The U.S.A. 1977 Roosevelt 1 dime with NO mint mark, especially in extra fine condition. We'll talk about the coin's history, why it has no mint mark, its background, rarity, and today's market value in dollars. So stay tuned, because this small coin has a big story. History of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, shortly after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His portrait was chosen to honor his leadership and his role in founding the March of Dimes charity. By 1977, the U.S. Mint had been producing modern clad dimes for over a decade. These dimes were made of outer layers, 75% copper, 25% nickel core, pure copper. This composition replaced the silver dimes of earlier years. The design features obverse Roosevelt's portrait, reverse torch of liberty, olive branch for peace, and oak branch for strength. Even though the design didn't change, the 1977 dime has an important detail: the absence of a mint mark. Why no mint mark? Background and mintage. Let's talk about why the coin has no mint mark in U.S. coins. The absence of a mint mark usually means the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint in 1977. Philadelphia struck hundreds of millions of dimes without mint marks, which was normal at that time. The total mintage for the 1977 no mint mark dime was approximately 868 million coins. That is a very large number. So the coin is not rare in general circulation. However, finding the coin in extra fine condition is a different story. Most 1977 dimes have been circulating for more than 47 years, making sharp, high-grade pieces much harder to find. Why is the 1977 NO mint mark dime interesting? Even though it's a common coin, several things make it interesting to collectors. It's almost 50 years old. Most surviving coins are heavily worn. XF condition pieces show sharp details. Many collectors build complete Roosevelt dime sets. The 1970s dimes are known for interesting mint errors and extra fine condition. Your coin will still show clear hair details, sharp lettering, full rim, strong torch details on the reverse light were only on the highest points. That makes it attractive for collectors even though it isn't a low mintage coin. Market value today, extra fine condition. Now the big question: how much is the 1977 no mint mark dime worth today? Let's break down the current market value in the U.S. coin market. Extra fine, XF40, XF45, value, 20 cents to 40 cents. This is slightly above face value, thanks to its better condition. About uncirculated, 50 to 58 Australian dollars, value, 50 cents to $1 mint state, MS60, MS63, value, $1 to $5 high-grade mint state, MS64, MS67, value, $10 to $125 plus. These are difficult to find outside of sealed mint sets. Rare errors, very valuable. Some 1977 dimes have valuable errors worth $50 to $400 plus. The most popular errors include off-center strike, broad strike, missing clad layer, die cracks, misaligned dies, double die obverse or reverse. If your coin has any of these errors, it is worth far more than a regular coin. Market demand today. The Roosevelt dime series is becoming more popular among beginner collectors, full-year set collectors, modern U.S. coin collectors, error coin hunters. Coins from the 1970s and 1980s in extra fine and mint state condition are slowly becoming harder to find because many were heavily circulated, damaged, lost, scratched, or corroded. This increases demand for clean, well-preserved examples. The 1977 no mint mark Roosevelt dime may not be a high-value rarity, but in extra fine condition, it stands out as a well-preserved piece of American coin history. It's nearly half a century old, it has strong collector interest, and it offers great value for those building full-date dime collections. And remember, if your coin happens to have an error, the value can jump dramatically. Top 9. The U.S.A. 1967 Roosevelt 1 dime with no mint mark. Especially when found in extra fine condition, we'll explore the history, why it has no mint mark, background of the coin, rarity, and its current market value in dollars. Let's jump right into the story of this historic dime. History of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Designed by John R. Cynic, the coin features obverse Roosevelt's portrait, reverse a torch for liberty, an olive branch for peace, and an oak branch for strength. By 1967, the United States had fully transitioned away from silver coinage. The dime was now made of outer layers copper-nickel core. Pure copper. This composition made the coin durable and affordable to produce. Why the 1967 dime has no mint mark. Important for collectors. One of the most interesting features of the 1967 dime is the absence of a mint mark. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint completely removed mint marks from all coins. Why? Because the country was facing a major coin shortage, and the government believed that coin collectors were removing too many coins from circulation, so temporary changes were made. No mint marks on any coins. Coins from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco looked identical. The goal was to discourage hoarding. Mint marks returned again in 1968, so if your 1967 dime has no mint mark, that is normal, not an error. Mintage and background. The 1967 dime had one of the highest production numbers in U.S. dime history. Total mintage 2.24 billion coins. Because of this huge quantity, the dime is common in circulation, but condition changes everything. Most 1967 dimes were used for decades and are now heavily worn, scratched, dirty, damaged. Finding a clean, extra fine example is much harder. Why the 1967 dime is interesting. Even though it's not rare by mintage, this dime is still popular among collectors because it's part of the no mint mark era. It is more than 57 years old. XF and AU condition examples are harder to find. It fills an important spot in Roosevelt dime collection. Some era varieties are valuable in extra fine condition. The coin shows strong portrait details, clear lettering, sharp rim, torch details, visible only light where on high points. This makes your XF 1967 dime an attractive piece for collectors. Market value today, extra fine condition. Now let's get to the part everyone wants to know. How much money is a 1967 no mint mark dime worth today? Here is the current market value breakdown. L extra fine, XF 40, XF 45, value 20 cents to 40 cents, a little above face value, about uncirculated 50 to 58 Australian dollars, value 50 cents to $1 mint state. MS 60, MS 63, value $1 to $5 high grade, MS 64, MS 67, value $10 to $120 plus. These coins are rare in high grades because most were used heavily for decades. Error varieties. Now here is where the big value can appear. 1967 dime errors can be worth $25 to $300 plus. Popular valuable errors include off-center strikes, missing clad layer, broad strike, struck through errors, die cracks, double die, obverse / reverse. If your dime has an error, its value could be many times higher. Market demand today. Collectors continue to look for high-grade 1960s Roosevelt dimes, no mint mark era coins. Attractive XF or AU examples. Error coins. Because most 1967 dimes are worn, extra fine pieces are becoming more desirable with each passing year. The 1967 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark may not be a rare coin overall, but in extra fine condition, it becomes a very attractive collectible. Its connection to the no mint mark era, its age, and the difficulty of finding well-preserved examples all make it a great coin for beginner and advanced collectors. Top 10. The U.S.A. 1966 Roosevelt 1 dime with no mint mark, especially in extra fine condition. In this video, we'll cover the history of the coin, why it has no mint mark, background and significance, rarity and collector demand, and of course, its current market value in dollars. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The coin design was created by John R. Cynic and features obverse portrait of Roosevelt, reverse a torch representing liberty, an olive branch representing peace, and an oak branch representing strength. By 1966, the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned from silver dimes to copper-nickel clad composition. Outer layers 75% copper, 25% nickel core. Pure copper. This change was made to reduce production costs and prevent silver coin hoarding, which had been a problem in the early 1960s. Why the 1966 dime has no mint mark? One of the most interesting features of the 1966 dime is the absence of a mint mark. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all coins. Why? Because the U.S. was experiencing a coin shortage, partly due to collectors hoarding coins. To encourage coins to stay in circulation, the mint temporarily stopped using mint marks, so whether a 1966 dime came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it looked the same. Mint marks returned in 1968. So a 1966 dime without a mint mark is completely normal, not an error. Mintage and background: the 1966 Roosevelt dime had a very high production number, total mintage approximately 1.6 billion coins. Because of this, the 1966 dime is common in general circulation. However, most coins have experienced decades of wear. Finding a 1966 dime in extra fine condition is much harder. In extra fine condition, a coin will have clear hair and facial details on Roosevelt, sharp lettering and date, full rim with minimal wear, well-defined torch, olive, and oak branches on the reverse. Collectors value these well-preserved coins because they stand out from the millions of worn coins still in circulation. Why the 1966 dime is collectible even though it's a common date coin? The 1966 dime is collectible because it comes from the special no-mint mark era, over 55 years old. Extra fine and higher grades are harder to find, popular among collectors completing full-year Roosevelt dime sets. Some era varieties are rare and valuable. Extra fine coins show strong details without the heavy wear common to most circulation coins. Market value today: extra fine condition. Now let's talk about the market value of the 1966 no-mint mark dime. Extra fine, XF40, XF45, 20 to 40 cents. Slightly above face value due to preservation, about uncirculated, 50 to 58 Australian dollars, 50 cents to $1 mint state, MS60, MS63, $1 to $5 high grade mint state, MS64, MS67, $10 to $100 plus. These coins are rare and highly sought after. Error coins: some 1966 dimes have errors, and even in circulated condition they can bring a premium, $25 to $300 plus depending on the error type. Examples of valuable errors include off-center strikes, broad strike, missing clad layer, die cracks, double die, obverse or reverse. Even a worn coin with a notable error can be quite valuable. Market demand today: the 1966 Roosevelt dime continues to be popular because collectors are building complete Roosevelt dime sets. Extra fine and mint state coins are getting harder to find. Error coin collectors are actively hunting the 1965 to 1967 no-mint mark era. The coin is affordable for beginner collectors yet historic enough for long-term interest. High-quality 1966 dimes are slowly increasing in collector demand. The 1966 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime may not be a rare coin by itself, but in extra fine condition, it becomes a collectible gem. It represents a unique moment in U.S. coin history: the coin shortage era and the temporary removal of mint marks. High-grade or error examples from 1966 can reach surprisingly high prices, making this coin both educational and valuable for collectors. Thank you for watching this detailed look at the 1966 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime. If you learned something new, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Coin Spot, comment below with your 1966 dime finds or questions, and share this video with fellow collectors. I'll see you in the next coin video. Happy collecting!